What is going on, guys? Predator458 here, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to Assetto Corsa and another one of the new cars that the Dream Pack 2 DLC brought into the game. Today we are taking out the RUF RT 12R around the infamous Nürburgring Nordschleife. Now this is the rear-wheel drive version. There's also an all-wheel drive version in the game, but I don't quite like the way all-wheel drive cars feel in general. So let's take this rear-wheel drive monster for a lap and see how she does. Now some quick notes on the car. She is powered by, I think the stat sheet said, a 3.8 litre twin turbo flat 6 engine, developing, oh, hello there, 730 brake horsepower and 940 newton meters of torque. So it's quite a lot for a car like this. We are running the Nordschleife on optimal track settings and temperatures, just to try and make this car a little bit easier to handle for the purposes of recording. Now, prior to hitting the record button, I did a couple of hot laps around here, and I think my best time so far was a 7 minute 31 or so, which I'm sure is not all that great, but and this car is pretty fun, let me tell you that. It's definitely not the kind of car that you're going to hop into just for a quick couple of flying laps. This is definitely something that you're going to drive and it's going to test you and it's going to challenge you, and it's going to be a lot of fun in the process, or extremely frustrating. One of the two, but I've had a lot of fun in it. It's not perfect. Let me say that it is not perfect. There are a few things that I'm not entirely in love with. One of them is the brakes. Yeah, they're kind of there, and they'll help you slow down, but don't expect them to do amazing things for you. But once you keep that in mind, as I said, it is a very fun car to drive. Very, very fast. Stupidly fast. Not that much front-end grip. I think as a being based on a Porsche 911, or Porsche 911, engine at the very back, not that much weight over the front wheels. You do feel that in this car. A little bit of an off there and a lockup. When things get messy in this car, they get messy and they stay messy. But as I said, it's a very fun car to drive and it's very challenging. A little bit of a slide there. So yeah, I mean, the two biggest letdowns are the brakes, which are kind of there, but don't expect them to save you too much. And the front end grip. This is very much one of those cars that believes wholeheartedly in the slow in, fast out mantra, which was, I think, pretty much thought up for Porsche 911s with their rear engine design. So you definitely want to brake early for corners, and kind of a wrong line through there. Left that one. You definitely want to brake early for corners, both because the brakes aren't that good, and also then because you don't really have the best front end grip. Now, like this corner, normally I would take flat out, but I lift a little bit just to help slow down for this corner. But the pros, as I said, it's a challenging car to drive. It's quite fun. A slight lack of front-end grip is a downside of being rear-engined, but very good rear grip is an upside. So when you get this thing hooked up through a corner, you can really get on the gas nice and early, and you just rock it out. I mean, you can induce some oversteer if you want to play, or you can just keep it nice and tidy and let those rear tires just dig into the tarmac and catapult you into the distance. Now, the lack of front end grip really does show in some of the higher speed corners. well, hello. Let's go with it. But in some of the high-speed corners, like that section we just went through, I took some of those corners a lot slower and a lot more cautiously than I would in some of the other high-end road cars that are present in Assetto Corsa, just because the front just feels like it wants to wash wide all the time. But you know, once you keep all of that in mind, yeah, it's really, really fun. You can make the car dance around for you if you want. You get these nice little slides like that, or you can sort of, you know, put your head down and try and keep everything neat and tidy and go for the lap times. The tires do seem to take a little bit of time on this car with this new tire model to warm up. I think I found that it was probably only in the second half of your first lap that you really started to feel like you could brake a little bit later and lean on the tires as they had warmed up. So for the first half of the lap you really do have to take it easy. And when I say first half of the lap, I mean on a track like this. On a normal circuit, maybe the full first lap, maybe even some of the second lap. But once the tires come in, some of the tire temperatures come up, should I say. Some of the understeer goes away and the front end bites in a bit better. Like here, I mean, it just wants to push wide. And your brakes do get better, but they're still never feel fantastic. It is something you always have to keep in mind as part of what makes this car so challenging. And this is another section where I'd normally go through a lot faster, but I just don't have the confidence in the front end of this car just yet, and we completely fluff that one up. Get our tires, front wheels off onto the grass, and yeah, it happens. But you know, we're not going for lap times. I just thought I would make this video just to give you something to watch and you know, just give you my opinion on this car. As I said, I mean, so far the best I've managed is 731. No idea if that's good, if that's bad, who knows. I don't really care. It was, you know, it was fun, and I don't play this game as much as a lot of people out there, so I can hardly expect to be you know, fighting for top lap times. Now this final bit of the track is always very interesting, especially in this car because of that front end grip I mentioned. Now normally I would take this flat out in other road cars, but I don't want to end up on the grass, and my balls are just not big enough to really try and brake late through there. And it was a bit messy, and we were even still a little bit slow through there, a little bit of oversteer, and we go over to the curb and completely mess it up. But still we do I suppose it wasn't too bad, a 732.5, sorry, 0.9, so nearly 2 seconds off my best, so not all that bad actually. But yeah, I mean, this is a really fun car. The all-wheel drive version, as I said, I don't quite like how all-wheel drive cars feel in this game. They always kind of feel like they're trying to, even more so, pull the front of the car off the racing line. But that's just a personal preference. I prefer to have full control over the rear end of my car and let it slide if I want. But I mean, yeah, this, as I said, I can't say it enough. This is a really, really fun car to drive. We went for it in lime green because why not? And if you haven't checked it out and you own the Dream Pack, I highly recommend that you do. Just keep in mind, as I said, that those braking distances are going to be quite long in this car, and the front end sometimes not going to feel all that hooked up. Slow in, fast out. Remember that. Live by it, and you will have a lot of fun in this car. And that was actually pretty good. And let's try and get it slowed down, and we lock the wheels. Not too bad, but not the best drift. Not really great at all. But yeah, I mean, lots of fun. Try it out. Keep in mind its limitations, because it is still a road car. It is still on road car tires. The only selection for this, well, not road car tires, but the only selection for this car is semi-slicks. So you don't have like really nice sticky racing rubber on it. But yeah, I think that is about it for this little look at the RUF RT 12R. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing for more Assetto Corsa content from time to time, as well as World of Warships, and that curb screwed us there, as well as World of Warships, War Thunder, Armored Warfare, those sort of games if they interest you. But anyways, that is about it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator458 signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.